Greetings and salutations, everybody out there. Hello. How is everybody doing today? Yes, we are all doing well today. Well, welcome to a big episode of DMS News 3000. And I say, well, maybe not big in terms of like a significant episode number, but it's still a big episode nonetheless because it's our 100th show today. So glad you could tune us in, and thank you, of course, for all the support that you've given us over all these first 100 shows so far. Of course, as you know, Jason DeCanio, who's normally at the desk here for the show, is away on assignment today. He'll be back with you tomorrow, though, so don't worry. So for me, I'm graciously going to be filling the shoes here, and hopefully I'll do a good job here. We'll, of course, see what happens. But yeah, 100 shows. That is definitely a nice big milestone. Yes, indeed. All right. So now, of course, I want to touch up on a little something first that was mentioned on Friday. Of course, if you remember on Friday's show, we found out that David Soul from Starsky and Hutch passed away, and from the 1970s TV series. And now, that show I never saw because that was a bit before my time. Because I wasn't born until the 80s, of course. But from what I imagine, it was probably an exciting show to watch. I mean, the only Starsky and Hutch I ever saw was the movie version they had in the 2000s that had Owen Wilson. Pretty good movie. But yeah, so but yeah, David Soul, the original Starsky and Hutch, of course, passing away over the weekend on Friday. So rest in peace. All right. So with that, let's get on to some news stuff here, shall we? And yes, we will go ahead and start with this here. All right, starting off with stuff on NPR here. There are 3 novel legal arguments by Republicans that threaten the Voting Rights Act in 2024. Republican state officials are advancing new legal arguments in the courts that threaten to erode the Voting Rights Act's protections against racial discrimination in the election process. All right, let's take a look at that here. Now I want to sign up for that. All right. In ongoing redistricting lawsuits mainly across the South, Republican state officials have been raising novel arguments that threaten to erode a key set of protections against racial discrimination in the election process. While critics have been challenging what the Justice Department has called the most successful piece of civil rights legislation ever adopted by the United States Congress shortly after it was first enacted in 1965, many voting rights experts say that the Supreme Court's current conservative supermajority has inspired new legal strategies. Conservative legal activist groups are trying a variety of pretty radical claims that would have been beyond the pale 10, 15, 20 years ago, says Jesse Rhodes, a political science professor at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, who wrote, "Bound Black, the political erosion of the Voting Rights Act." But now that there's this very little conservative majority, they think, why not? Let's give it a shot. And they're hoping that some of these sets of claims will stick. One legal tap by Alabama Republicans, however, was rebuffed at the country's highest court in 2023. Going against decades of precedent, state officials argued in last year's most high-profile case about Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act that race should not be taken into account when maps of voting districts are redrawn unless there's evidence of intentional discrimination. But two of the High Court's conservatives, Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Brett Kavanaugh, joined the three liberal justices in rejecting that argument, keeping in place the court's past rulings on Section 2. That section, which bans any standard, practice, or procedure that results in a denial or abridgment of the right of any citizen of the United States to vote on account of race or color, is one of the key remaining parts of the law after a major Supreme Court decision in 2013, when Roberts led the court's conservative majority in effectively dismantling requirements for certain states and counties with a history of racial discrimination to get pre-clearance approval from the federal government or courts before changing election rules. Three additional legal arguments have emerged, however, that could put Section 2 protections at risk, and some of the Supreme Court's conservative justices have already shown interest in these positions. For decades, private individuals and groups have brought the majority of lawsuits seeking to enforce Section 2, and when Congress amended the Voting Rights Act in 1982, House and Senate committees put out reports saying there is what's called, in the legal world, a private right of action under that section of the law. And of course, notice the air quote in private right of action, so of course you guys should know what the air quotes mean. But in Arkansas, restricting lawsuit filed by civil rights groups representing black voters, Republican state officials argued that the groups do not have a right to sue. And the only provision of the act that speaks to Section 2 enforcement authorizes the Attorney General and no one else to sue to enforce Section 2, they wrote in the court filing. So far, a federal judge and a panel of the 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals have agreed, pointing out that the text of the Voting Rights Act does not explicitly say there is a private right of action under Section 2. Other courts, however, found that there is a private right of action. It is just astounding, says Adrienne Jones, an assistant professor of political science at Morehouse College, who focuses on voting rights, and notes that in 2021, Justice Neil Gorsuch put out a one-paragraph concurring opinion, joined by Justice Clarence Thomas, that raised the question of whether federal law allows private individuals and groups to sue under Section 2. It invites challenges, and here comes the challenge, Jones adds. We have a very conservative court that has had no issue with overturning precedents at an alarming rate, and so it is not reasonable to think that the ability to sue for voter discrimination is about to become a real problem. More than a dozen Republican state attorneys general from Alabama, Alaska, Georgia, Idaho, and so on have lined up in the support of an argument against a private right of action of a friend of the court brief. All right, so yeah, a lot of legal mumbo jumbo there. Now, in the weather news, large swaths of the U.S. are facing severe weather. Here's what you need to know. The National Weather Service says that a cyclone has developed over the Great Plains, early Monday, that could drop up to 2 inches of snow per hour in some places and make travel very risky. Parts of northeast New Mexico, eastern Colorado, Oklahoma, and Texas panhandles, western Kansas, and southwest Nebraska could experience blizzard conditions. Blizzard warnings were in effect in at least 6 Plains states on Monday. The major storm could produce whiteouts and blustery winds, making travel extremely dangerous to impossible, the National Weather Service says. The New Mexico Department of Transportation said on Monday morning that snow has already created hazardous driving conditions across the state, and several weather observation stations reported wind gusts of over 60 miles per hour. Texas Governor Greg Abbott increased the state's readiness level on Sunday ahead of the blizzard and other inclement weather in the forecast. Meanwhile, severe thunderstorms and damaging winds will beset states along the Gulf Coast, including parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. Some tornadoes are also possible. The Weather Service said that very strong and damaging winds, as well as a few tornadoes, are the primary threats of the storm system. Tornadoes are never a good thing. As of midday Monday, there were a few reports of hail in Mississippi. This is the first true severe weather event that we've had in almost a year, says National Weather Service meteorologist Christopher Bannon, and as reported to NOLA.com. Flash flooding is another possibility, and as the storm moves north in the coming days, the central Gulf Coast and much of the East Coast could see widespread coastal flooding. The Mid-Atlantic and New England received several inches of snow over the weekend, which created hazardous road conditions and caused widespread power outages for thousands of customers in multiple states. Now, much of the region is forecast to experience heavy rain in the coming days. Well, talk about a double whammy there, folks. The National Weather Service says the approaching storm will soak states along the mid-Atlantic coastline from Virginia to New Hampshire beginning on Tuesday. A swath of land from Virginia to Connecticut is predicted to have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall. Additional winter weather was set to pass through the Cascades in Oregon and Washington beginning Monday night and again on Tuesday evening, according to the National Weather Service. Blizzard conditions were likely in higher elevations, and the storm was expected to drop several feet of heavy snow and wallop the area with strong winds. Blizzard warnings were in effect in parts of Oregon and Washington. The Washington Emergency Management Division said it was rare for that area to receive a blizzard warning and urged motorists driving through mountain passes to avoid traveling if possible. Meteorologists predicted the total snowfall can reach as high as 3 feet in some areas. Okay, so pretty bad weather headed your way there, it looks like. So if you're going to be traveling out there, though, then do be careful. All right, now on to some news about Tiger Woods. Of course, we all know Tiger Woods, the professional golfer there. Tiger Woods is no longer a Nike. Woods is a retired golfer now, by the way. Tiger Woods is no longer a Nike athlete after 27 years, ending a partnership between the swoosh and golf's biggest star and raising questions about the future of both in the sport. In a social media post, Woods thanked Nike co-founder Phil Knight for his passion and vision that brought Nike and Nike Golf partnership with Woods together. Over 27 years ago, I was fortunate to start a partnership with one of the most iconic brands in the world, Woods wrote. The days since have been filled with so many amazing moments and memories. If I started naming them, I could go on forever. Mark Steinberg, his agent at Excel Sports, confirmed the end of the deal that began in 1996 when Woods turned pro and within 8 months had already won 4 times and shattered records in a watershed Masters victory. It was time for the next chapter, Steinberg told the Associated Press. Amazing run, great partnership. Nike also posted to social media saying in a photo, "It was a hell of a round, Tiger." Well, they're not wrong. I mean, after all, he was a hell of a golfer. Tiger, you challenged your competition, stereotypes, conventions, the old school way of thinking, the Nike post was captioned. You challenged the entire institution of golf. You challenged us, and most of all, yourself. And for that challenge, we're most grateful. Woods signed a 5-year deal worth $40 million when he turned pro in 1996 after his unprecedented 3rd straight U.S. amateur title. It was shocking money at the time to most in the industry except for Nike and his father. Chump change, said the late Earl Woods, and he was proven correct. Woods renewed the deal in 2000, which was believed to be worth over $100 million at that time. As recognizable as any athlete in the world, Woods became the face of Nike Golf and had his own TW brand. On the golf course, Woods set records as the youngest to win the Grand Slam at age 24, the only player to hold all 4 major titles at the same time, in his 15-shot win in the U.S. Open, the largest margin for a major in golf history. But there were signs in recent years of a fractured relationship. Woods returned from his February 2021 car crash that shattered bones in his right leg by wearing FootJoy shoes, saying it was a better feel considering his injuries. Woods remained in those even until the PNC Championship last month that he played with his son. When asked about his deal with Nike, Woods said, "I'm still wearing their product," and sternly repeated the phrase when asked if this was the end of his deal. More than just a face, Woods unwittingly delivered big moments for Nike, and no moment was greater than his 2005 Masters victory when he hit a pitch from below the 16th green that went up the slope and then went back toward the hole. The ball hung on the edge for a full second, the swoosh in full view, before it dropped. It remains one of the most famous moments in golf's most watched tournament. He was also filming a commercial one year when, between takes, Woods began bouncing the ball off his club. That led to a spot where he bounced the ball off the club between his legs, behind his back, before hitting the ball in midair. Throughout the course of our partnership, we've witnessed, along with the rest of the world, how Tiger not only redefined the sport of golf, but broke barriers of all sports. Nike said in a statement, "We watched him set records, challenge conventional thinking, and inspire generations of people around the globe. We are grateful to have been a part of it. We wish him the best in the future." Woods has won 15 majors, second only to Jack Nicklaus, and his 82 career PGA Tour victories are tied with Sam Snead. Nicklaus won 18 majors, by the way. Almost forgot about that. But he has been slowed in recent years by 5 back surgeries, shattered ligaments, and in his rebuilt left knee, hit the 2021 car crash and age. He turned 48 at the end of last year. Nike stood by him when his personal life imploded in 2009 over extramarital affairs when his schedule was reduced greatly because of leg and back injuries, which remarkably returned from fusion surgery to win the Masters in 2019, his fifth green jacket. Nike has also shown signs of slowing its golf business. It decided to get out of the hard goods business in 2016, sending Woods to play different clubs and a different golf ball. The company still has a stable of golfers wearing its apparel, although former number one Jason Day did not renew his deal this year and switched to a different company. Woods has been optimistic that he can play once a month in 2024, which is likely to start at the Genesis Invitational in Los Angeles next month. Steinberg said he was working on a new deal and that I anticipate there could be an exciting announcement at the Genesis Invitational. People will ask if there's another chapter, Woods wrote in his post. Yes, there will certainly be another chapter. See you in LA. All right, so definitely good to see that Woods is still doing some sort of golfing, even if it's not as frequently as it was before. At least he's doing what he likes. All right, so let's check NFL scores from this past weekend. We had 2 games on Saturday, and the rest of the games took place yesterday. We'll start with Saturday's games, which saw the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Baltimore Ravens 17-10, and the Houston Texans defeated the Indianapolis Colts 23-19. And here were the scores from yesterday's games. In Tennessee, it was the Titans 28-20 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Detroit Lions came away as a 30-20 win over the Minnesota Vikings. The New Orleans Saints 48-17 winners over the Atlanta Falcons. The Jets beat the Patriots 17-3. A miserable season for the Patriots, probably the last one in which they'll be coached by Bill Belichick. The Buccaneers win a low-scoring game over the Carolina Panthers 9-0. Cincinnati Bengals 31-14 over Cleveland. Green Bay Packers defeated the Chicago Bears, another low-scoring affair there at Lambeau 17-9. The Cowboys defeated the Commanders 38-10 in Washington. In Vegas, it was the Raiders 27, the Denver Broncos 14. The Giants 27-10 over the Philadelphia Eagles. In Arizona, the Seahawks narrowly escaped with a win over the Cardinals 21-20. Same score in San Francisco for the Rams over the 49ers. The Chargers 13-12 loss against the Kansas City Chiefs. And in Miami, last night in the Sunday night game, the Bills coming away with a 21-14 victory over the Dolphins to win the AFC East. So, with that, here are your playoff teams in the AFC. The top seed going to the Baltimore Ravens, followed at number 2 by the Buffalo Bills, then the Kansas City Chiefs at 3, the Houston Texans at 4, Cleveland Browns at 5, Miami Dolphins at 6, and the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 7. In the NFC, the number 1 seed went to the San Francisco 49ers, Dallas number 2, Detroit number 3, Tampa 4, Philadelphia 5, Los Angeles 6, and Green Bay 7. So the Ravens and the 49ers will get byes for the opening weekend in the NFL playoffs. As for the wild card matchups, they are as follows. That gets underway, of course, next Saturday, January 13th. For matchups, the Browns will be in Texas and Houston to take on Houston. Dolphins will be in Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Buffalo hosts the Steelers on Sunday, January 14th. It's a 1 p.m. game. Dallas will host Green Bay. Detroit will host the Rams. And a Monday nighter in the playoffs. I don't really see that too often. And that will see Tampa Bay host the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. Now moving on to NBA scores from the weekend. And only 4 games were had on Saturday in the NBA. The Celtics defeated the Pacers 118-101. The Knicks beat the Wizards 121-105 in Washington. In Philadelphia, it was the Jazz 120-109 over the Sixers. And in Houston, the Rockets over the Bucks 112-108. And in yesterday's action, we had 9 games yesterday. The Cavs beat the Spurs 117-115. Portland over the Nets 134-127. That was an overtime victory for Portland. Pelicans 133-100 over the Sacramento Kings. The Magic with an overtime win against the Atlanta Hawks yesterday, 117-110. In Dallas, the Mavs 115-108 winners over the Timberwolves. The defending champion Denver Nuggets defeating the Detroit Pistons 134-114. Now, it's amazing how the Pistons, they had a long losing streak. They broke that against Toronto, and now they're back to losing games. Some things never change, I guess. In Phoenix, it was the Grizzlies over the Suns 121-115. The Lakers win the Battle of Los Angeles 106-103 over the Clippers. And finally, Golden State, the Raptors, defeated Golden State 133-118. 37 points in that game for the newest Raptor, RJ Barrett. Not too bad at all. And now, finally, your NHL scores from yesterday, or from this weekend, rather. There were 12 games in the on Saturday, I believe. Let's see. Yes, there were 12 of them. We'll start with those. So Saturday's games in Philadelphia, it was the Flyers 3, the Flames 2. The Florida Panthers doubling up on the Colorado Avalanche 8-4. The Toronto Maple Leafs over the San Jose Sharks 4-1. The Minnesota Wild defeat the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-3. Boston over Tampa Bay 7-3. Buffalo over Pittsburgh 3-1. Vancouver 6-4 over the Devils. Vancouver's been doing very well this season. Montreal 4-3 win over the New York Rangers in a shootout, an original 6 matchup there. Also in a shootout, it was the St. Louis Blues 2-1 winners over Carolina. Nashville edging out the Dallas Stars 4-3 in Dallas. Edmonton defeating Ottawa 3-1. And the Vegas Golden Knights defeat the New York Islanders 5-2. And in yesterday's games, it was the Washington Capitals 4-3 over the Los Angeles Kings. The Blackhawks 4-3 over the Calgary Flames. The Detroit Red Wings over the Anaheim Ducks 3-2. And in Arizona, the Jets over the Coyotes 6-2. 4 games to look forward to in the NHL tonight as the Rangers host the Canucks at 7. Also at 7, a little Battle of Pennsylvania action between the Penguins and the Flyers in Philly. In Minnesota, 8 p.m. Eastern, it'll be the Dallas Stars versus the Minnesota Wild. And to round it out at 9 p.m. Eastern in Denver, it is the Boston Bruins against the Colorado Avalanche. All right, so that is a look at your sports roundup from this past weekend. And, so a lot of good action to be had. All right. Now, for something else that's important, and now this is, and I'm going to share the screen with this again here. Now, this is probably important for all you video game fans that are going to be out there. For many of you, this may not be important, but for the video game fans out there like myself, this is important, so I'm going to go over this. This is from CNBC. Nintendo is likely to release a new Switch console this year, analysts told CNBC, as the Japanese gaming giant looks to capitalize on the interest in its characters, ranging from Mario to Zelda. The Nintendo Switch first launched in March 2017 and marked a new type of hybrid console, where gamers could play on their TVs but then take their controller attached to a tablet and game on the go. This approach has led to over 132 million units being sold, which makes it the company's second most successful console after the handheld Nintendo DS. Since the Switch's launch, Nintendo shares are up more than 200%. The console has helped the company sustain sales momentum over the years thanks to its steady and strong stream of first-party games and popular characters. Games involving Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon are among the Switch's best sellers. There are some signs, however, that sales are starting to slow, and Nintendo needs something new. In its September first quarter results, Nintendo said that revenue fell 4% year-on-year, and profit dropped 19%. I think the new device will come in 2024, probably in the second half of the year, says Dr. Serkan Toto, the CEO of Tokyo-based games consultancy Kantan Games. The original Switch is now almost 7 years old. Sales are going down, so it's absolutely high time for a new Nintendo system this year, and I kind of agree with that. Piers Harding-Rolls, research director of games at Emperor Analysis, expect the launch of the new Switch in the fourth quarter of this year. Nintendo has not announced its December quarter results yet. For Tokoyo managing director Jeffries, the timings of the launch will depend on recent sales. If the Switch remained popular throughout the holiday quarter, then Nintendo could push a new console out into the fall of this year. But if the Switch sales dropped in the December quarter, then the new device could come as early as the spring or summer. Launching a new console this year will also allow Nintendo to capitalize on the popularity of a number of its key characters following movie releases. The Super Mario Brothers movie has raked in more than $1 billion in box office sales since its April release and helped Nintendo see a bump in revenue in the June quarter of last year. And that's a very good movie, by the way, Super Mario Brothers. Go watch it if you haven't. In November, Nintendo said it plans to develop a live-action film of The Legend of Zelda, one of its most popular characters. Not much at this point is known about the Switch 2, and obviously Nintendo is not saying anything, which makes sense because Nintendo generally tends to wait until they feel the time is right before they say something. Will the Switch 2 sell well? Harding said the performance of the new console will be impacted by the availability of the product, but he said he can see it achieving similar levels to original Switch during its first Q4 sales period, which equals around 7 million or 8 million units sold to customers. Analysts at MoffettNathanson said the Switch 2 is unlikely to match or surpass the Switch, arguing the current Nintendo console benefited from people buying gaming consoles while staying at home during the COVID-19 pandemic. Still, the analysts said this next console can match or even exceed the early performance of the Switch, but trail off as we get into year 4 and beyond, as COVID-inflated comparisons of Nintendo's fiscal year 2021 and 2022 are too challenging to overcome. All right. Well, as I say on my own YouTube community tab, when it comes to these Nintendo rumors, especially with these new Nintendo Direct rumors that are starting out now as well. As I say, take all rumors with a grain of salt and wait for Nintendo to actually announce something. All right. So we are going to go ahead and take a break here for some commercials. Lots more stuff to come, so stay tuned.
Statistics show that one drug addict or alcoholic will adversely affect the lives of 4 loved ones, and they in turn affect the lives of 15 other people. How long before we're all statistics?
'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring except Fievel the mouse.
Presenting Fievel, the adorable star of Steven Spielberg's presentation of the Don Bluth film An American Tale. Now collect all 4 different McDonald's stocking ornaments featuring Fievel. Each one comes free when you buy the perfect stocking stuffer. A $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates.
This holiday season, give a terrific surprise. Free Fievel stockings with our gift certificates inside.
Freshen up, the gum that goes squirt. What? The gum that goes squirt. Freshen up.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups. Real fruit and fun rolled up in one.
You can lift them, you can stretch them. Fruit Corners, they're so good you want to fetch them. Fruit Roll-Up, you can tear them, you can share them. They taste great anywhere.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups are the chewy snacks made with real fruit that you unroll, peel, and chew.
You can trick them, you can treat them. Fruit Corners, you can swap them, you can eat them. Fruit Roll-Up.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups, now in great tasting grape.
Watch me scare Fred out of his pebbles. Yow, Martians! Delicious. Barney! Whoops, gotta blast on. Post Pebbles cereal, part of this nutritious breakfast. Now from Pebbles, you can get a Fred Flintstone flying disc. Or Barney. Or Dino. For fun with a twist, it's a Flintstone flying disc. Want an especially marked box of Post Fruity or Cocoa Pebbles cereal. My chocolatey Cocoa Pebbles. Look, look. Who's there? Look. Like who? Look, Bud. To clean up your act. Can you clean up this place? Stand back. Oh, no, not my Cocoa Pebbles. Cocolicious. Barney, you tricked me out of my pebbles. Time for a clean getaway. Post Cocoa or Fruity Pebbles cereal, part of this nutritious breakfast. You ever done? Yummy Fruity Pebbles in our bowls. Oh, here comes you-know-who. Yabba dabba fruit, delicious do. Oh, ho, ho, I'm hungry. Santa, my pebbles. Your pebbles. 'Tis the season to be sharing, Fred. Happy holidays, pal. Oh, Fred. Fruity and Cocoa Pebble cereals, part of this nutritious breakfast.
G.I. Joe forces hit back while they move their secret recon satellite to safety. But blasting down from Devil's Mountain, Cobra's gonna hijack it. Here come the reinforcements. You control the action with G.I. Joe High Adventure Trucking. Now, Cobra's desperate. They'll ram, squeeze to safety. Headquarters are secure now, so move her on back. G.I. Joe High Adventure Trucking. By Tyco, of course. As we wind up.
The Glamour Gals collection.
Glamour Gal!
Shara in Simply Sparkling. And the Showplace collector's case, each sold separately. It has a revolving door that really works. And a place for each Glamour Gal's fashion doll.
Shara's ready to go shopping. Store's open. Buy something pretty. Look, Shara's in Root and Tootin' Roads.
Glamour Gal collection Showplace collector's case. Dolls sold separately. From Kenner.
All right, welcome back, and it's time now for a little something that we call What Day Is Today? Well, of course, you know how in terms of food related, there's the food world. There's usually each day is usually dedicated to a specific type of food. Well, and today happens to be National Gluten-Free Day. Do you know there is a sloof among us? A sly protein hides in your kitchen, acting as the binding agent in many foods and beverages that you consume on a daily basis. Many of us take it for granted and know nothing of its presence, while 2.5 million people in the U.S. battle against it. Can you guess what it is? Gluten, a protein found in wheat, rye, and barely that those with gluten intolerance spend their lives avoiding. On January 8th, we observe National Gluten-Free Day alongside our gluten-free friends. Big round of applause for National Gluten-Free Day and all of its many glory. All right, anyways, here's the timeline for that. Starting all the way back in 9000 BC, when wheat was born, the first agricultural cultivation in the Fertile Crescent. Then 1820, industrial farming boom began, and wheat became a high-yield crop. The 1950s, celiac disease identified. Only 0.01% of the global population was diagnosed with celiac disease. And I have no idea what celiac disease is. I might have to look that up later after the show, and then we'll probably get back to you guys on that, on exactly what that means. 2005, gluten-free trend began. In addition to those diagnosed with celiac disease, people with gluten intolerance, and those choosing to eat gluten-free, create a surge in the gluten-free trend. Then the 2010s, an estimated 2.5 million citizens are diagnosed with celiac disease. How to observe Gluten-Free Day. Number 1, invite a friend to eat. If you have a gluten-free friend, call them up and invite them on a gluten-free lunch date. Let them teach you about the menu, and if you're brave, allow them to order you a gluten-free meal. Are you the gluten-free friend? Invite your besties out for lunch, educate them on your menu options. Number 2, make a gluten-free recipe. Try your hand at gluten-free cooking. Find a delicious, intriguing gluten-free recipe from the internet and go to town. Up for a challenge, try baking from scratch with rice or almond flour. Share love. If you don't share on social media, it never happened, right? Well, that's usually the rule of thumb. Be sure to post pictures of your gluten-free meal and baked goods for all of your friends to see and try. The more people understand, the more awareness we have. And we were touching up, I was mentioning before about celiac disease, and the 5 things to remember about that. 1, it's not an allergy. It's a common misconception that those with celiac are allergic to gluten. It's autoimmune. Those diagnosed with celiac disease suffer damage to the lower intestine if they ingest gluten. Celiac for life. There's no cure or prevention, but following a gluten-free diet is the way of life. Gluten hides everywhere. From beer to soy sauce, gluten is in far more items than the bread products lining the shelves of your local bakery. Number 5, celiac leads to other issues. If undiagnosed, this autoimmune disease can lead to other issues such as lactose intolerance, anemia, and GI cancers. Why is National Gluten-Free Day important? We get to clean up our diets and make our digestive system smile. While gluten is a protein found in many foods, it's not necessarily healthy for our systems. People who have the autoimmune disorder known as celiac disease understand this best of all, as ingestion of gluten leads to damage in the small intestine. Understanding the plight of the celiac sufferer or gluten intolerant friend is one of the perks of celebrating and recognizing this day. The more educated we are, the better we understand those that live the gluten-free lifestyle. We get to broaden our horizons. Have you ever tried baking with almond flour or spiralizing your own noodles from a vegetable? Ever sampled a gluten-free bakery? Today's the day to experience new things. See, we find the joy in little things. Donuts, pastries, and bread. Oh my. Imagine them all taken away in the blink of an eye. For those with a gluten-free lifestyle, we celebrate how the trend has spread to many restaurants now offering gluten-free menus. For those that can indulge in copious amounts of gluten, we are reminded to find the joy in the little things that we easily take for granted. Oh, pardon me. All right, and that is a look at National Gluten-Free Day. So there we go. Now we know about National Gluten-Free Day and, well, all of its glory. Now, for a little something that helps relieve your trouble, if you want to call it that, because behold, today is also National Bubble Bath Day. Dust off your rubber ducky this winter because it's National Bubble Bath Day on January 8th. A lot of us remember bubble baths from our childhoods, and if you've never had a bubble bath before, then this is definitely a holiday you should try out. The soapy bubbles of these foaming baths are luxurious, ideal for pampering yourself after a hard day. There's nothing quite like slipping into the hot water of a bubble bath for a nice relaxing soak in the tub. But let's be honest, when was the last time you had a bubble bath? Most of us hop in the shower in the morning and sip off to start our day. We barely even take the time to eat breakfast, let alone spend an hour sitting in the tub getting pruned fingers. Showers may be inconvenient, quick, and easy, but you can't relax as well standing up, and everybody deserves a little me time now and again. A hot bubble bath will relax your muscles, refresh your skin, help with any congestion that you might have. It'll even clean your bathtub. For National Bubble Bath Day, join us in celebrating the healthful benefits and all-out luxury of these sudsy soaks. And the timeline goes as follows. We start in 1915. The jacuzzi is invented, making aerated baths for therapeutic use widespread. 1936, soap opera, Splish Splash Bay from 1915. With the introduction of surfactants, bath foams become popular, as seen in the famous play The Women. 1961, fun time for kids. Mr. Bubbles created using powdered bath flakes, making bubble baths affordable. September 10th, 1999. No bubbles for Buttercup. The Powerpuff Girls episode, Buttercup refuses to take a bubble bath. Remember, kids, taking your bubble bath is important. National Bubble Bath Day activities. Give a friend some bubble bath. A lot of us have trouble giving ourselves permission to indulge in things like bubble baths. But when you receive a bottle of bubble bath as a gift, you're way more likely to let yourself enjoy the experience. Help spread the love of bubble baths by presenting a friend with a reason to get in the tub. To spread the love further, give bottles of bubble bath to multiple friends or make gift baskets with an assortment of bubble baths, facial masks, and body scrubs. Host a bath product exchange. Everybody has different product preferences, and bubble baths are no exception. A scent that makes you feel pampered and relaxed might be enough to give someone else a headache. There are countless bath and body products out there that can be hard to shop with confidence. For National Bubble Bath Day, invite your friends over and ask each of them to bring a bottle of their favorite bubble bath to exchange with someone else. Your guests can try out their new bottles at home, and you can even host a second party to share your experiences. Take a bubble bath yourself. Whenever you squeeze in National Bubble Bath Day, make sure to make some time to take your own bubble bath. The foaming bubbles insulate the surface of your bath, giving you longer than usual to soak in the hot water. The steamy air makes breathing easier, and the scented soap rewards you for breathing deep. Relaxation is crucial for letting stress leave your body, and you'll feel great for giving yourself the care that you so deserve. Why do you love National Bubble Bath Day? They're so relaxing. Something magical happens when you decide to take a bubble bath. As soon as your inner task manager approves of the activity, your mind immediately starts to relax. This gives your body permission to relax as well, and you haven't even hit the tub yet. As you watch the bubbles form and smell the soap in the air, the stress of the day dissolves just in time for you to step into that foamy winter and let the heat work its way into your bones. Kids have a blast. Bath time isn't always alone time, and parents more often find themselves beside the tub rather than in it. Kids might not relax in the bath like adults would, but they still love the whole bubble bath experience. Sure, it can get messy, but what fun activity doesn't get messy when kids are involved? From hiding beneath the bubbles to scooping up foam in their hands and flinging it around, kids can make bubble baths fun for the whole family. You have a reason for a bubble bath. Whatever your latest experience with bubble baths, National Bubble Bath Day is the perfect excuse to bust out that bottle of soap and get celebrating. Kids might ask for more than their fair share of bubble baths, but as adults, we tend to prefer time-saving showers and lose that sense of appreciation for the present moment. This holiday calls on us to take an hour out of our day to tuck away our phones and our worries, relax, and enjoy a luxury we often take for granted. And there's your look at National Bubble Bath Day. And I think there's a song that would probably go with bubble baths. I'm not going to sing it, though, because, well, for two reasons. One, my singing voice is terrible. That's the first reason. And two, this is only a 90-minute show. Anyway. More great stuff is on the way following these next set of commercial messages, so do not go anywhere.
Barbie makeup fun.
It's the Barbie Cosmetics Beauty Set. It's beautiful Barbie makeup all in one set. With Barbie cologne, Barbie lipstick, Barbie eyeshadow, Barbie blush, Barbie nail polish, all in one beautiful set.
You're so pretty. Can I try some? Certainly, Mother.
Barbie Cosmetics Beauty Set comes with everything you see here. Available in reds or pinks. From Mattel.
No secret? I'm not scared of the dark anymore.
You're not?
I have musical glowworm. See, when I squeeze him, he lights up and the dark goes away.
What a good friend.
Hasbro's musical glowworm is a daytime friend and a bedtime buddy. Squeeze him and he plays a tune, his face lights up, and the dark isn't such a big place anymore.
Good night, Mr. Glowworm. I love you.
Save $2.50. Look for coupons in stores and newspapers.
Super GoBots, the mightiest GoBots of all. Stacks, Leader 1 and Sidekill sold separately.
Think you're big enough for the king of the road? Try me.
Mighty robots, mighty vehicles, robots.
Too big, Stacks. Not so fast, Psycho. Thanks, buddy.
Super GoBots, Stacks, Leader 1 and Sidekill each sold separately from Tonka.
To high school musicians everywhere.
Now your Cabbage Patch Kids posable figures can go everywhere you do with the Cabbage Patch Kids brag bag.
1, little 2, little 3, little Cabbage Patch, 4, little 5, little 6, little Cabbage Patch, 7, little 8, little 9, little Cabbage Patch, and 5 more Cabbage Patch Kids.
The brag bag, because it's so nice to take your friends along.
Brag bag for Cabbage Patch Kids.
The Cabbage Patch Kids brag bag holds up to 16 Cabbage Patch Kids postal.
What do we have here?
It's Castle Grayskull.
And it's mine. Not so fast, Beastman. He-Man!
You can pit He-Man against Beastman playing for the power of Castle Grayskull. You have to put the castle together.
Beastman's escaping.
The throne, Dad. Dad, you saved the castle.
Castle Grayskull from the Masters of the Universe collection. He-Man and Beastman each sold separately from Mattel.
This is a really good movie. And there you have it. Unsolicited testimonials from Gizmo himself. So listen to Gizmo. You know he'd never lie to anyone. Gremlins 2, the new batch. Here they grow again. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, June 15th at a theater near you.
These are the halls of medicine where you'll find comfort for a sore throat, a little quieter cough, and a feeling of relief for a stuffy nose. These are Hall's mental lift cough tablets with vapor action. These are the halls of medicine.
Here's your french fries.
You want ketchup on those?
What do you think?
I think you've got to catch me first.
Heinz ketchup.
Hey, looking for me?
So rich.
You're getting warmer.
So thick.
Over here.
Why ruin your image with anything else?
I'm waiting.
Not anymore. Heinz ketchup. The best things come to those who wait.
Now Skeletor charges into battle with awesome artillery.
Nothing can stop it.
Nothing except Beam Blaster. It actually fires a light beam to stop artillery.
Give up, He-Man. Fire!
And plus, Skeletor, but only with a bullseye to the evil eye. Figures sold separately. You supply the batteries.
I have the power.
New artillery beam blaster set. The first light-action weapon ever from the Masters of the Universe.
All right, welcome back. And we are now, last few shows, Jason's been going over how to be happy, 30 keys to, let me go to the top here. Okay, yes, how to be happier. Proven ways to boost your mood and feel more connected and content. There are 30 ways, and Jason's gone over 1 through 20 already. And from what I understand, he usually goes through 5 of these per show until they're completed. And I think today we are going to tackle 21 through 25. So here we go. And then, of course, that means Jason will take care of 26 to 30 for you tomorrow. And then I'll wrap up that series. So, number 21, take care of yourself. You can't pour water from an empty bucket, so it's important to nurture and love yourself just as you do other important people in your life, says Ruben. How you practice self-care is based on your unique needs and wants. Take a moment to jot down 5 things that make you feel truly refreshed. Need help starting? Well, take a walk outdoors, take a bubble bath, write in a gratitude journal, work on a craft or home project, or tend to your garden. The average American spends 16 to 20% of their lives working, according to 2022 data from the American Bureau of Labor. So you don't want to spend that much of your precious life slogging through a job that you hate. While you won't love every moment of your job, or even every job, there are some ways to make for happier work. And I guess this is why they call it work now, isn't it? Anyway, number 22, find your own secret sauce to work-life balance. From family to work to hobbies, juggling all your many obligations can feel exhausting and guilt-inducing. One way to jump off the hamster wheel of endless busyness is to learn to prioritize work-life balance, says Ruben. Start by writing down your core values and then make a list of your top priorities based on those values, she says. This ensures that the things that matter the most to you stay at the top of your to-do list. For example, if you highly value your relationship with children, then attending their school play or soccer game may take precedence over catching up on work emails. Number 23, move on from multitasking. Multitasking is a myth. The latest research in neuroscience shows that our conscious mind simply cannot do more than one thing at a time, says Dr. Waldinger, adding that what feels like multitasking is actually just quick mind switching back and forth that makes you feel less effective at both tasks. The solution? Follow time management strategies instead of flitting from task to task, like a hummingbird. We tell people to try to be focused like an owl, he says. So yeah, only one at a time there. Number 24, set goals in line with your values. Goals are powerful happiness tools. Making goals is the result of knowing your core morals and values and then prioritizing your life based on achieving what's truly important to you, says Ruben. It goes back to the old adage. It don't matter if you spend your whole life climbing a ladder if it's leaning against the wrong building. Goals give us clarity and purpose, she says, adding that you need to record or write down goals in order for them to be truly effective. Set goals by taking one of your top priorities, for instance, adding to your field of work in a meaningful way, and then break it down into smaller steps like finding a job in your preferred field, getting a promotion, and publishing research. From there, set smaller daily, weekly, and monthly goals that you can work on regularly. In this example, maybe sending out a certain number of resumes per week, signing up for a course to increase your skill set, or attending a conference to network. Define your purpose. There comes a time, this is number 25, define your purpose. There comes a time in everyone's life where they have to answer the question, what's the point of my life? Answering these types of questions about the meaning of life, of your life to be precise, isn't just historic. It's practical, says Macaulay Lynch. To be purposeless is to be rudderless, he says. Learning to find your purpose helps you define your life goals and stay focused on achieving them, especially at work. To get more clarity on your purpose, start by considering your core values and how they factor into your day-to-day life. And there we go. That is how to be happy. That's today's portion of it anyway. Ways number 21 to 25. And then on tomorrow's show, Jason will cover 26 through 30 to officially wrap that up for you. All right. So we've got some more commercials. We will, when we come back, though, we'll give you some facts about Disney that you may not necessarily know. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back.
Next, how to make chocolate milk without making a mess by Marvin.
Messy Marvin's more like it. For delicious chocolate milk and no mess. 1, I always use thick, rich Hershey's syrup. 2, stir well. And 3, it's always delicious. So remember.
Oh, Marvin.
Good old-fashioned Hershey syrup in the no-mess bottle. It's delicious.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I can hear and feel it when the clock strikes 3. I can touch and taste it, I'm finally free. 'Cause it's my time, it's up to me. I see when it's up to me. I can move and shake it, do it my own way. I can play and shout it, it's my time of day. I see when it's up to me. I see when it's up to me.
Hi, how are you today?
Worried. I've got a Christmas gift problem.
Gifts are easy at Hickory Farms. Relax. Try our beef stick.
Very nice.
We've got gift packs with beef stick and cheese too, like Smoky Bar. You tell us your gift problems, Hickory Farms will solve them.
Oh, well, I have quite a few.
We'll even send your gift.
No thanks, I'll deliver them myself.
This house isn't haunted, is it? Do something, Fruit Pie the Magician.
Yeah, my what?
We're falling.
No drat, so are the hostess fruit pies and Twinkies cakes.
I want to go home.
That's easy. Yahoo!
Twinkie the Kid. Saved.
Now for hostess fruit pies, apple and cherry and Twinkies.
Cream filling. Real fruit filling.
You get a big delight in every bite of hostess fruit pies and Twinkies cakes.
This case is a real railroad. To your child, the Hot Wheels Railroad Freight Yard set is real.
Clear the tracks.
It runs on imagination, not electricity.
Lower away.
The Hot Wheels Railroad Freight Yard set. To your child, it's real. Even if he can, fold it up and put it away.
Hey, Steve, there's no way a little dude like you is gonna change my ways.
Time you were tempted with a taste of nuts and honey.
Hulk Hogan doesn't eat nuts and honey.
Did you taste this? An unbeatable part of this nutritious breakfast.
That's better than a pie slam.
Undefeated.
And still champion.
It's a holy ultimate. It's from that Cheerio. Hyper, so you know what he's about. You're a hyper driver, turn it on and go flat out. They're fast. Race them at hyper speeds on their high performance track set. Batteries not included. You're a hyper driver, feel those hyper tire spin. You're a hyper driver, you've got the speed to win. Tonka hyper drivers are hyper fast, hyper tough. They're ready to race right out of the box. New Tonka hyper drivers high performance track set. You put track together, hyper driver.
Attenzione! Give your hamburger an Italian accent with new Chef Boyardee Hamburger Italiano. Dinners you make with hamburger for an authentic Italian taste. New Chef Boyardee Hamburger Italiano. Mangia!
I can tell, Brenda. You're the kind of babysitter with the sensitivity and intelligence. So let me stay up and eat these new swirls from Jell-O pudding snacks. Not because swirls are butterscotch, vanilla, and chocolate pudding in a cup, but because I have this medical condition, and it's aggravated by a lack of Jell-O pudding in my diet. And if I don't make it, I want you to have my dog.
New butterscotch, vanilla, and chocolate swirls from Jell-O pudding snacks.
All right, let's go over some magical facts about Disney most people don't know. There are 13 of these. And speaking of Disney, they turned 100 last year. Very impressive. Now, yeah. So, anyways, yes. From tiny studio to massive conglomerate. Walter Elias Disney and his brother Roy originally launched Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio of a series of short films about a girl and her cat. Today, the company is, after Apple, the world's second largest multinational mass media entertainment conglomerate. In the century it's been making films, Disney has earned 135 Oscars. Walt Disney himself holds the record for the most Academy Awards earned by an individual at 22. The making of Mickey. Mickey Mouse, created in 1928, was not the first Disney character. That distinction belongs to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, but he's certainly the most popular. Mickey was the first animated character to earn a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame in 1978 for his 50th birthday. And according to market researchers, he is more famous among children globally than Santa Claus. The iconic mouse ears remain Disney's most popular piece of merchandise, with annual sales of $3 million. Oh, and speaking of Mickey, the original Steamboat Willie Mickey actually went into public domain as of a week ago. True love. In a case of life imitating art, the voice actors behind Mickey and Minnie met and fell in love while on the job. Wayne Allwine voiced Mickey from 1977 to 2009, a record 32 years in the role. He met Russi Taylor, the voice behind Minnie, in 1988, and the two were married from 1991 until Allwine's death in 2009. Taylor herself, of course, passed away a few years ago, back in 2019, I believe it was. Disney's Folly. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which hit theaters in 1937, was Disney's first full-length film and the first ever animated feature made in full color and with sound. It took 3 years to produce and was 3 times over budget for a total cost of $1.5 million. Insiders even nicknamed the project Disney's Folly, but it paid off. The film earned more than $8 million during its initial release. And $8 million in 1937 was practically a fortune. The Mother Theory. Fresh off the success at age 37, Walt purchased a new home for his parents in 1938, but tragically, faulty wiring led to the death of his mother, Flora, from carbon monoxide poisoning. One popular fan theory is that this intense loss is the reason for the dead mother phenomenon in films such as Bambi, The Jungle Book, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and many others. Frozen, literally. According to suitably cinematic lore, the body of Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen following his death in 1966 at the age of 65. The rumor, first reported in a tabloid called the National Spotlight, even spawned a related conspiracy theory that the 2013 hit Frozen was so named to redirect internet searches about the founder's final resting place. Plenty of people, including Disney's daughter, have confirmed that Walt was cremated, but the internet just won't let it go. TV and media acquisitions. The Marvel Universe is one of Disney's highest profile acquisitions, purchased in 2009 for $4 billion and now worth more than $59 billion. Surprisingly, studio entertainment account for just 11% of Disney's total revenue. Television and media networks are the biggest moneymakers at 35%, followed by theme parks and merchandise at 33%, and streaming services account for 21%. Parks around the world. The idea for a theme park was originally conceived as Mickey Mouse Park on a 3.2 hectare lot, but with Disneyland opened in 1955, it stretched over 64 hectares. Within the first 10 weeks, the California-based park welcomed 1 million visitors. Collectively, Disney theme parks, with international locations in Tokyo, Paris, Hong Kong, and Shanghai, welcome more than 115 million visitors per year. Disney's tunnels. Beneath many Disney parks is a network of interconnected tunnels for the transportation of staff and merchandise, a brainwave of Walt himself, who was irked after spotting costume characters in the wrong themed areas while making their way to their intended location. The original and largest system of these tunnels exists at the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, extending across 3.6 hectares and costing more to build than the entire theme park itself. A 1967 theme ride used real skeletons. Disney's Space Mountain in California, which was constructed in 1975, was designed in consultation with a NASA astronaut and cost $18 million to build. And if you were among the first visitors to ride the Pirates of the Caribbean in 1967, those skeletons and skulls weren't just props, but they were real human remains acquired from the UCLA Medical Center. Once fake skeleton technology improved, the remains were replaced and given a proper burial. Working at Disneyland in California has been a launching pad for many celebrities. Steve Martin honed his sleight of hand skills at Merlin's Magic Shop in Fantasyland. Kevin Costner worked as a skipper on the Jungle Cruise, and Robin Williams performed as a mime on Main Street. Flushing fish and other bad ideas. The success of 2003's Finding Nemo produced a less than picture-perfect side effect when kids started freeing their pet fish by flushing them down the toilet, leading to an uptick in emergency plumbing calls across the U.S. Other don't try this at home trends include a rash of amphibian kissing, Following 2009's The Princess and the Frog and the Guardians of the Galaxy TikTok Challenge have encouraged riders of the Mission Breakout ride at Disney California Adventure Park to improperly adjust their seatbelts to increase airtime. And finally, Disney characters have often been inspired by real people. Jessica Rabbit was a tribute to 60s pinup Rita Hayworth. Illustrators looked at photos of then teenage actress Alyssa Milano to create Ariel and the Little Mermaid. The vultures in the Jungle Book were inspired by another Fab Four, the Beatles. Aladdin's toothy grin comes direct from Tom Cruise, and the titular trash compactor in WALL-E is rumored to be named in honor of none other than Walter Elias Disney. All right. And, of course, at the bottom it says, now you're caught up on Disney Facts Week and you're in a real fan with facts about trains. We are not going to do that. Well, mainly because we only have a half hour left. And as much as I want to go over all the stuff that's on here, we don't really have enough time to exactly cover everything, you know. All right, next up, let's take a look at some birthday jokes that are guaranteed to get a laugh. 75 hilarious birthday jokes that are guaranteed to get a laugh. Birthday cake love. Did you hear about the love affair between sugar and cream? It was icing on the cake. There's only one cure for gray hair. It was invented by a Frenchman. It's called the guillotine. Whoops, no present. Forget about the past. You can't change it. Forget about the future. You can't predict it. Forget about the present. I can get you one. Sappy birthday. Did you hear about the tree's birthday? It was a sappy one. Thank goodness for family. Age is a relative thing. All my relatives keep reminding me how old I am. An elephant never forgets. What did the elephant want for his birthday? A trunk full of gifts. What do you say to your goldfish on his birthday? Have a fantastic day. You know you're getting old when you go to an antique auction and 3 people bid on you. Birthday cake visit. Why did the birthday cake visit the psychologist? Because it was feeling crummy. Golf cake. When is a birthday cake like a golf ball? When you slice it. That's one stuffed animal. What did the teddy bear say when it was offered some birthday cake? No thanks, I'm stuffed. Coffee lover's birthday. What kind of birthday cake do you get for a coffee lover? Choco latte. Always getting older. What goes up and never comes down? Your age. Obvious birthday joke. Statistics show that those who have the most birthdays live the longest. Birthday magic. What did the witch do on her birthday? She celebrates. Perfectly delicious. What does a cat like to eat on his birthday? Cake and mice cream. Moby Dick birthday. How did Moby Dick celebrate his birthday? He had a whale of a time. Self-love. Birthdays are like Valentine's Day, but only for one person. I like birthdays, but I think too many can kill you. Where do you get a birthday present for your cat? From a cat-a-log. What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? Aye, matey. How do pickles celebrate their birthdays? They relish the moment. What do they serve at birthday parties in heaven? Angel food cake. I bought my friend a fridge for his birthday. You should have seen his face light up when he opened it. I always feel warm on my birthday because people don't stop toasting me. Toasting a bride and groom in your future? These hilarious wedding jokes will come in handy. Yeah, we're not going to do that. I never enjoyed my surprise birthday parties, all because all I can think of is how good my friends are at lying to my face. Thanks, Facebook. I never forget the birthdays of people I don't really know. What have you achieved? Birthdays are just participation awards in life. Forget me not. The best way to remember your wife's birthday is to forget it once. Cake with candles. Doctor, why do I get heartburn every time I eat birthday cake? Try taking the candles off. Baby cakes. It's always a good idea to make friends with babies. That's free cake once a year for a lifetime. Sound investment. My mother-in-law is like a fine wine. She gets more expensive with age. Short-term memory is the first to go. Today's your birthday, so congratulate yourself, especially if you're still young enough to remember it. I used to be a boy trapped in a woman's body, but after 9 long months, I was finally born. The older you get, the more you need to keep a fire extinguisher close to the cake. What do George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Christopher Columbus all have in common? They were all born on holidays. Every year on my birthday, I look forward to my aunt's gift, a scarf, a hat, or a sweater knitted by hand. One year, she must have had better things to do because I received a ball of yarn, knitting needles, and a how to knit book. Her card read, "Scarf, some assembly required." Greeting cards. When you care enough to send the very best, but not enough to actually write something. I read that 60 is the new 40, which is a really nice way of saying I'll have to work an extra 25 years before I can retire. I was born to be a pessimist. My blood type is B negative. What did the bald guy say when he was given a comb for his birthday? Thanks, I'll never part with it. If you feel a bit lonely, forgotten, or just need someone to cheer you up, remember, you can always change your birthday on Facebook. You should never get plastic surgery to look younger. You should get it to look rich. Birthdays are like bank holidays. Most of us have to work. Birthdays are a great time to stop and appreciate gravity. Sure, it makes things sad as you get older, but it also keeps your cake from flying all over the room so you don't have to chase it. I finally realized my parents favored my twin brother. It hit me when they asked me to blow up balloons for a surprise birthday party. You can't help getting older, but you don't have to get old. My parents didn't want to move to Florida, but they turned 60, and that's the law. We could certainly slow the aging process down if it had to work its way through Congress. Dear eyelashes, wishbones, dandelions, pennies, shooting stars, 1111, and birthday candles. Do your job. Take the wheel. Regular naps prevent old age, especially if you take them while driving. We only put a single candle on your cake because we didn't want you to strain your lungs. If you're going to take a nap at this age, let us know. We won't want to bury you by accident. At your age, having a clear conscience is usually a sign of bad memory. You know you're old when you and your teeth don't sleep. They call it nesting. I'm at an age when my back goes out more than I do. You could live to be 100 if you give up all the things that make you want to live to be 100. Birthday burn. He's so old that when he orders a 3-minute egg, they ask for the money up front. By the time a man is wise enough to watch his step, he's too old to go anywhere. You know why I feel older? I went to buy sexy underwear and they automatically gift wrapped it. What's the best way to get a man to remember your anniversary? Get married on his birthday. A birthday is a great time to take a moment to appreciate the little things. That said, I know that spotting little things is easier said than done at your age. Were any famous men born on your birthday? No, only little babies. You know you're getting old when you realize that caution is the only thing you care to exercise. The emergency department is on speed dial just in case you have an unexpected asthma attack blowing the candles. Another year to prove that older doesn't really mean wiser. And it's easier to remember your age if you don't change it every year. So true. All right, so those were 75 birthday jokes. Now for some travel. Let's look at the best places to travel in 2024. First, we have South Island, New Zealand. Christchurch is considered the base camp for South Island explorations. During the day, kayak in the emerald waters of Amel Tasman National Park, bike or hike to gorgeous hot springs, or sample New Zealand's best pours at spots like Tussock Hill Vineyards. Then we've got Paris, France, which of course is where the Summer Olympics are being held later this year. June 6th, 2000, and that's all France that's going on. June 6th, 2024 is the 80th anniversary of D-Day when Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy. To get the most context out of a visit, it helps to go with a guide. So very true. Texas, which I've been to before. As far as natural wonders go, it's hard to beat a total solar eclipse for grandeur and for being easily predictable. But even if you know the eclipse's path, you'll still need to get to a spot of good visibility, and this is where Texas comes in. It will be an eclipse's path all the way from Austin to Dallas, which means there will be plenty of locations where you can watch day turn to night. Cambodia. Cambodia has a bucket list destinations for many travelers. With the addition of luxury lodges and resorts, travelers can now enjoy a true luxury immersion in Cambodia, blending ancient ruins and culture, cuisine, and handicrafts, rainforest and jungle, ending with a sublime beach stay. You'll also want to visit Angkor Wat, famed for its glorious temples. Los Angeles, California. Huh, what a coincidence, because I was just there a couple of months ago. Yes, we know you hear LA and think beach and sand, but for 2024, replace that with cool art and culture since LA will be hosting 2 awesome openings. When it opens in February, Destination Crenshaw will be the largest black art program in the nation. And September, we'll see the launch of Getty's colossal PST Art and Science Collide. Ooh, definitely very exciting. Okavango Delta, Botswana. Always dreamed of going on safari? Botswana should be at the top of your 2024 travel list. A decade after being designated the 1,000th site on UNESCO's World Heritage List, Botswana's watery Okavango Delta remains a captivating marvel of nature that differentiates it from other safari destinations. The intricate network of waterways, lush greenery, and diverse ecosystems presents amazing opportunities to observe animals like elephants, impala, kudu, zebra, and more from a mukuru or dugout boat as you float silently through the area. Spokane, Washington. In 1974, Spokane became the smallest city in the world to host the World's Fair, and now 50 years later, it's ready to pull out all the stops for Expo 50, running from May 4th, 2024 to July 4th, 2024. It's worth noting that the next World's Fair will be held in Osaka, Japan. The United States will then have to wait their turn again until 2035. Okay, Turks and Caicos. When kiteboarding makes its official Olympic debut in 2024, the sport will surge in popularity, but don't go to Paris to do it. Instead, head to Turks and Caicos, a fabulous warm weather winter getaway that offers some of the best kiteboarding conditions in the world. The island's consistent trade winds, shallow warm waters, and large areas of flat, uncrowded riding make it an ideal destination for this thrilling water sport, says Vasco Borges, the owner of Beach Enclave Turks and Caicos and a passionate kiteboarder. Swimming and snorkeling are popular activities on the island as well, and avid divers love the benefit of undersea coral wall off Grand Turk. Belize. Have you heard of the Great Barrier Reef? How about Belize's Barrier Reef? We're here to tell you that in 2024, it's time to put this natural wonder on your must-visit list. The world's second largest barrier reef it's actually the biggest reef in both the northern and western hemispheres. The snorkeling is magnificent, and so is the diving. Then we've got Paros, Greece. All right, according to Expedia, these are places that are a little unexpected, sometimes more affordable and every bit as delightful to try to true destinations travelers love. Visiting the island, which has been a 2-hour ferry ride south, well-known Mykonos, and right next to Naxos, is one of the best things to do in Greece. Then we've got Kyoto, Japan, and I've been to Japan before, but of course, they've got the new Nintendo Museum opening there, so that's going to be fun. After a years-long tourism shutdown due to COVID, Japan finally welcomed visitors back in 2023. The numbers are soaring, and for 2024, we're seeing cool new openings and numerous developments that will make your trip even easier. The world's first Nintendo Museum opens in 2024. This will be a big draw for pop culture lovers and gamers. And I was actually mentioning Nintendo earlier. Then we have Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, Barbie. Hey, Ken. Oh, God. Where are you headed? What's that you say? The largest resort in Arizona, which is about to open in Phoenix suburb in 2024. Count us in. And yes, you should count yourself in, too. Especially when you want to visit the new Bay Resort that's going to be opening there. Northern Territories, Canada. 2 truths about seeing the Northern Lights. They're beautiful and they're elusive. Unlike the solar eclipse, there's no date or time that you're guaranteed to see the nighttime spectacular. You do need, however, to go north in winter and then wait. Mexico City. Expedia predicts that tour tourism, following a favorite artist on their headline tour, will thrive in 2024. Well, we'll see about that. Mexico City is an affordable warm weather destination, not to mention hub for art, culture, and cuisine. Lots of things to do in Mexico City. Then we've got Orlando. We know Orlando is the theme park go-to. Visiting Disney World and Universal is basically guaranteed family fun. I believe they're also opening a Super Nintendo World location in Universal Orlando in 2025. Next, we have Colombia. Then we've got Washington, D.C. I'm kind of just listing these off now at this point because we're kind of running low on time, and we've got one more set of commercials to go through. But there is the renovated and reopened National Museum of Women in the Arts that's opening there. Then we've got the Pico Trail in Sri Lanka. That'd be pretty nice. Horse Country, Kentucky. Then we've got Ras Al Khaimah, United Emirates. And there we go. That is a look at the 20 best places to travel in 2024. And then this next bit here kind of ties into that, because for a lot of these places, you have to go by airplane. New study, the top 3 mistakes that are slowing you down at airport security. Number 1, forgetting to take off belts and shoes. Come on, guys, take off your belt and shoes has been a TSA rule for 20 plus years. But we know it's an easy mistake to make, and in fact, it's the most common of the bunch, with 28% of poll respondents admitting that they've done it. And it can cost you and your fellow travelers precious time. When you forget to take off your belt and shoes, TSA agents will send you back to the conveyor belt to grab another plastic bin and place your items in it, and then you have to go through the whole process all over again. Mistake number 2, walking through the scanner with phones, jewelry, and or keys. This mistake shares the top spot in the survey with another 28% of travelers fessing up to forgetting to put these items in the plastic bins before attempting to walk through the full body scanner. Scanners are designed to alert TSA agents to metallic and non-metallic items that may pose a threat, but sometimes benign items, including these, can set them off. You can wear fine jewelry through metal detectors and scanners, but magnetic metals such as iron, nickel, and steel will be a problem. Back to the conveyor belt for you. Mistake number 3. Not removing electronics from a carry-on. Clocking in with 23% of respondents, this mistake may be the worst of the bunch. TSA agents really do need to inspect laptops, tablets, and e-readers for safety reasons. For starters, these items can block TSA agents from seeing other items inside your bag, including ones that might pose a risk hidden behind or even inside of it. TSA agents also want to make sure your items are the real deal and not something more nefarious. That's why they may ask you to turn on your laptop to prove that it's a genuine functioning computer. Tips to speed through airport security. If you avoid all the mistakes above, you'll be in good shape. And here are some additional expert-approved tips to make your next trip through the airport security a lot smoother. Arrive early. For domestic flights, give yourself at least 2 hours from your departure time to check your bags and navigate through TSA checkpoints. For international flights, allow 3 hours. Sign up for a pre-screening program. TSA pre-check is a godsend when you're traveling domestically. Check your luggage. Yes, you have to deal with baggage claim after you land, but you'll be a lot less likely to run into trouble with airport security if you're not trying to cram everything into your carry-on. And review. Let me start again. Review airline luggage guidelines in advance. Airlines have different requirements for carry-ons and personal items, and knowing them before you fly can save you a lot of time and less hassle. For example, some airlines allow you to bring carry-on and a personal item on your flight, while others restrict passengers to a personal item no bigger than a backpack. All right, and that is that. All right, we still have the Daily Motivator to get to, and we will get to it after this last set of commercials, so don't go anywhere.
Honey, are you playing with your food again?
If I take one bowl of Captain Crunch's peanut butter cereal, part of this balanced breakfast, and I add another bowl of Captain Crunch's peanut butter cereal, what have I got?
A happy elephant.
That sums it up.
I got guinea pigs, horses, elephants.
Captain Crunch cereal brings you 3 fun new animal stamp albums.
He hops 40 miles per hour.
There's one Smedley Zoo Pals or CB's Farm Animals or Captain's House Pets in each specially marked box of Captain Crunch.
Introducing Casey, the tape player with personality. He makes you think, he talks to you. Hi, my name is Casey. Casey is amazing, the things he can do. Casey tells stories and jokes. Listen out, Casey. What do you get when you mix 2 ducks with 1 cow? Quackers and milk. Casey, you're amazing. Casey plays your tapes too, batteries not included.
Santa Claus will be here real soon.
Casey, you're amazing. Casey comes with activity book and cassette from Play School. Other cassettes sold separately.
Jake Rockwell, Ace McCloud, and Doc Terror, each sold separately.
Trouble with rubber, Jake! Energize the assault mode! Let's do it! I name this Doc Terror down! Centurion! Take this! Energize the power mode! Balloons away! Fire! Now it's Doc Terror falls! Right, Jake? Right, Ace!
New Centurions, Jake Rockwell, Ace McCloud, and Doc Terror come as shown, each sold separately.
Never before in this galaxy, free Starbots. Star travelers you transform and put together. 1 free in Corn Pops. The
knows everybody has a style of their own. So the next time you're out to say something about yourself, remember this. And so does the great taste of certs with Rexton.
The Peanuts Gang is home for the holidays.
Good grief.
A Charlie Brown Christmas. The festivities start next.
A giant castle! With a giant giant! Let's go, Sue! Time for a Cheerios breakfast, kids! Yeah, Cheerios is a powerful part of this balanced breakfast.
You got go with Cheerios, Energios that help you grow. You got go power with power. Coming on strong with Cheerios. You'll feel your Cheerios.
A Cheerios breakfast!
Tonight on Cheers, Diane turns on the charm for her boyfriend's mom, but what does mom think?
Stop seeing my son, or as God is my witness, I'll kill you.
That's kind of cute. You'll die laughing on Cheers. And on Night Court, Stella Stevens is a madam with a holiday surprise for Harry. Awesome. A Thanksgiving feast of laughter tonight.
Alvin Simon Theater, the collection, each in really cute outfits. You can collect them one at a time or in sets. And pretend to play ball with Simon. But you know what's best about them? Their funny little faces. The Chipmunk Collectibles, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, sold separately or in sets of 3. New from Ideal.
You gotta love the Chipmunks, don't you? Alright, well, to close off the show, we've got today's Daily Motivator, of course. Ralph Marston usually comes up with some good ones here. And here's the one that he has for us today for Monday, January 8th, 2024. Emerge from your comfort. Make yourself comfortable and enjoy for a while, then get yourself away from the comfort. Reward yourself with comfortable, expected experiences. Then get out into life, into the unknown, into the uncomfortable, and earn even more rewards. It's powerful to know you can come back to a comfortable, secure, predictable place, but as soon as the comfort starts to become complacent, you've had more than enough. In a state of comfort, you have potential opportunities for improvement. If you're moving along at a pace that's comfortable, for example, you have the chance to pick up the pace and lengthen your stride for a few miles. When you find yourself getting too comfortable, let that prompt you to consider the possibilities for your next adventure, your next advancement. When you're confident that you know what to expect, you're able to aim that confidence in new and unexpected directions. Life is a continuing process of renewal, and effective renewal necessarily involves some challenge. Choose to regularly emerge from your comfort to face new challenges and reap the many benefits of doing so. And there is today's Daily Motivator by Ralph Marston. Another good one, as usual, there for Mr. Marston. And that is going to close the book on today's DMS 3000 news. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. And of course, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, we thank you for all the support that you've given us over the first 100 shows. Here's to the next 100, which hopefully will be just as good as these first 100 were. And I'm pretty sure they will be. All right. And of course, you can catch me and Jason on White Those Tears right here on this very network every Wednesday at 9 p.m. In fact, we had the last couple of weeks off from that show for the Christmas holidays, but we're back at it this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, so definitely tune us in then. As far as DMS news goes, Jason will be back here at the desk tomorrow, and we hope that we have the pleasure of your company as well. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Gary Dawson Network for more great content like this one.